No, sir.
Okay. Mr. Chairman, I've come to you this evening with a broken heart as a 47-year citizen of Bulloch County and somebody that's known yourself for my entire life. I have grave concerns about the leadership in Bulloch County. As someone that has dedicated his life to serving the citizens of this county, of working with the homeless, of increasing literacy here, of preaching in the churches here and surrounding counties, I never in my life thought I would ever experience the things that I've experienced over the last 13 months. It culminated last night with a sheriff deputy coming to my house at 10 o'clock at night and being served with a warrant and being called to a hearing for using my First Amendment rights. Over the last 13 months, you've encouraged us to be a part of our local government. You've encouraged us to speak. You've encouraged us to ask questions. You've encouraged us to speak to our commissioners, and I've continued to do that. You yourself have been very open. You and I have had a lot of conversations together over these last 13 months, even when we disagreed. I appreciate you being a gentleman to me. But I tell you, when the voices of citizens for using the First Amendment rights end up with the threat of arrest, when there's a deputy that comes to your house for speaking to a commissioner, there's something wrong in Bulloch County. A citizen has a right to speak up and to be heard, even when the commissioners disagree. I've shown a lot of restraint, a lot of respect in these meetings. I've worked with just about all the staff in this county, and I've shown them the exact same respect. I've never come in here and I raised my voice. I've always had civil conversations. The organization I'm involved with have been kicked out of 3 different locations because of phone calls made by certain commissioners. This is the United States. This is a place where we have rights. I don't like spending my time talking with attorneys. I don't like talking about suing my own government. I don't like being kicked out of First Friday. I don't like going through all these things because I choose to use my voice. One of the greatest protections we have is being able to say what we need to say without these things happening. I was told not to come to the meeting here tonight by the deputy and by the sheriff. That's not how things operate in Bulloch County. And yet they're being accepted. Mr. Chairman, I know where your heart is. I know that you ran to serve this county and that you've given much back to it. And I've done the same. I've put my name on the ballot. I've served to stand up and speak for those that were afraid to speak for themselves. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to continue to do it. And it doesn't matter who tells me don't come here anymore, to shut up, to keep my seat. And even if I keep being threatened, and yes, I have the audio from that meeting, and I was threatened, and I'll play it for the magistrate judge. And they'll see that in no time did I ever raise my voice to the commissioner. We've got to be able to speak or this government's going to fall. We've got to be able to speak or people are going to go around and get angry. We should never, ever be afraid to be able to use our voice, to speak up, to send an email, to send a text, to make a phone call, and be afraid of some kind of reprisal. And I know, Chairman Thompson, that you believe the same. And I believe you have a responsibility to protect this county as long as you're a chairman here, and to do what is right for the people of Bulloch County. Thank you.
Lynn Fatika.
Chairman Thompson. I was going to talk about, I was going to ask some questions about a flyer that everybody got in the mail just prior to the well meeting, and I just have some concerns with it, but I'm going to save that for another time, or maybe maybe I can actually get a couple of you commissioners to give me a call during the week or something, and we can talk about it. We don't have to do it up here, but I had to change up because what Lawton said, I've been upset about rezoning, and I've been upset about, the wells, just like everybody else. And I've probably hurt some feelings, and if so, I'm sorry. But the thing that's going on with Mr. Sack, with Lawton, with freedom of speech, like, there's veterans in here. We took an oath to defend the Constitution, an oath to defend the freedom of speech. And when we got out, we didn't rescind our oath. We took an oath. I took an oath. So, like, the First Amendment, like, that means a lot. And sometimes you got to fight. And what do you have? You have your voice. Sometimes dumb luck works out too for you. But back to this, and I'll share this because Lawton already shared it. I got the police report. I read everything from that meeting. But what I also got was a copy of that videotape, or that audio tape. And about the last 2 minutes of it, I clipped off. I sent the raw file to a guy that I known him for about 25 years. He worked signal intelligence for special operations. He's a freelancer now. He's a forensic audio specialist. And he's basically pulled that audio tape apart. I'm going to tell you, gentlemen, what's on that police report is not what's on that tape. I'm just telling you right now. So I'm giving you a heads up on that. That's all I got, just freedom of speech. And that tape don't sound good. They got 4 individuals, 2 distinct conversations, male and a female and 2 males, and what's written on the police report is about 90% debunked by what you hear on that tape. And I will, when it's cleaned up even more, Lawton Sack will have a copy of it, and he will play it at the magistrate. And it's not going to look good. So thank you for your time, commissioners. I don't have anything else.